Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we taking on the third of the Chaos Challenge Chief Challenge bosses. We taking on the Lightning one. We already done the Ice and the Fire with score over 50 million on both of them. Pretty accessible comp, nothing crazy but good score over there. And today we taking on this one. This one is a bit more complicated in my opinion, but let's jump straight into it so we can see what the boss is doing. Boss has, as always, battle skills that repeat twice and an ultimate like all the other bosses so far. This boss over here deals poison damage to the enemy with the highest attack, marking them for 6 seconds. During this time, the hero will shoot an additional arrow at them when launching a basic attack, dealing additional poison damage. This will repeat twice, but we can control it because it's always going to our champion with the highest attack, and therefore we can shape our placement on the field to try to get the highest attack champion basically taking the damage and someone beside them helping removing the buff and debuff, and helping keeping them alive. The passive, when the monster deal damage to enemy, there is a 25% chance of inflicting one debuff randomly selected from the following for 10 seconds, and it does attack penalty, crit rate penalty, crit damage penalty, and attack speed penalty. Now, some of these are more annoying than others, but basically this kit is borrowed from Stegomuffin, so it basically works pretty much the same. We need to have a high attack champion next to a cleanser or using a tank in a weird build to try to avoid basically the hits on our DPS. But then the ultimate, summon a Nexus to Nexus that lasts for 8 seconds in the area, dealing poison damage to enemy with range every 1 second. With the magic Nexus assist, enemy who die and cannot be resurrected. This is also taken from Stegomuffin, and it also should go pretty much always where the marked champion is. So let's jump into my comp. Let me show you my champion, my builds, and my results. So let's get into the fight. And this is the comp that I've been trying out and using. It's a bit weird, to be honest, and it's not perfect yet. I'm still trying to push the damage because it's not where I would like it to be, but the concept is kind of there. I was trying actually to get Phantom down to be my highest attack champion, but I can't kind of make it work like that. So let me actually load the gear. And you can see that I've pushed quite a lot of attack on Phantom down. He's in an Emperor set with an attack gauntlet, but I couldn't get his attack high enough because I need to get the accuracy. I need to use the Witch's Remain on him to apply the defense penalty and to push back the turn meter gauge of the boss. So I was trying to go for this one, but I actually probably should switch for crit rate gauntlets or something to try to squeeze more damage out of him. He is my tank. He's bringing the aura, which is instead from Yola. Sorry, his aura doesn't work over here, but he's basically there to try to push back the turn meter, apply decrease attack, and apply defense penalty. This will keep the team running for longer, so the damage is less than we take. The boss cycle more slowly through his skills, and I'm basically for sure applying the decreased defense because his ultimate is quite crazy. Hits basically every second for 8 seconds, so 8 time. You can apply that decreased attack and decrease defense penalty for sure. He is an amazing champion. I've already showcased him in a Goblin, and I'm happy to be able to use it again here. Now, the rest of the comp, it's very flexible. You can use your range DPS or your melee. It doesn't really matter because you can control which one has the highest attack. In my case, I went for Ivelius with the highest attack because basically I can push attack and enlightenment on chest and gauntlet. I don't need crit rate basically on him because damage is derived, so I push the attack and the enlightenment to try to get as much damage as possible. I'm using the Unclean set, Unclean Descendant, because it gives more attack and more enlightenment, which is what I need, and increase the direct damage dealt by the wearer by 20%. And so I've gone for that. He has an attack percentage gauntlet. is with my Rivetrix route because I don't have resources to level the right artifact for him, which will be the Arbinil in my case because it's an epic one, and increase the damage he does from the passive. His passive is what is basically making him do more damage. He's gonna basically shoot an arrow that do 75% attack, 30 damage, with a good chance if you have Dauntless champion, but he's going to do it also when you have normal champions. And heady champions like Fathom down the heat 8 time has a good chance of proccing, so I'm bringing a lot of multi-hit over here. He has very high attack, over 5,000 attack, and a decent enlightenment, 285, which is still not crazy, but we are early on in the season and the gear is still not perfect. It's still a decent build for now. And he is my target basically, and is placed next to Nathaniel, which is basically the other character that is going to make this comp work. Nathaniel has the Puppeteer set to share some defense with Velius, and basically pumping up is HP and enlightenment. What you want most? I've tried to go with the hourglass because basically I'm using the skill haste, the 100 skill haste, to try to trigger his battle skills as often as possible. I could go with the book from Elminster. You can go with the tiara as well to try to basically create bigger shields, but really what we need over here is to get his battle skill off as often as possible. The replacement for the hourglass here will be the candle, the one that gives resistance and basically give you 10%, I think, ultimate gauge reduction or time reduction, recharge reduction on the battle skills. That artifact will be my replacement if I didn't have the hourglass and if I had resources to level, because it's what you want is that battle skills cycling fast and faster and get the buff removal as often as possible. So Evelius can do a lot of damage and we basically get rid of those annoying debuff. Nothing crazy over here, as I said, HP and enlightenment. HP and enlightenment should be the runes. I don't have an enlightenment one yet, so probably I can push for one. Let me see actually if I can find one. I thought I had an enlightenment one, and I actually do, but I have it on my Evelius. Let me see if I can level this one. So we push for a little bit more enlightenment and we drop some HP. It's actually quite good. I haven't all the coins to level it up, but we pushed basically our enlightenment to 272 with a decent amount of HP, and we have that 100 skill haste from the hourglass. So this should do basically for our cleansing, and the other two champions basically are there to do damage. I'm bringing Iola because she has this 24% attack aura. I was trying to use Perconte, which I have level, which is amazing DPS, but it doesn't have an aura that works over here, only works in arena. And I don't have any other lightning that makes sense bringing at the moment. But there are alternatives for Iola if you want to bring someone else that basically are gonna boost the overall damage. You're just gonna need to go over here and look for our Dauntless champion. Now I could build Suta and Garrett, for example. They will do the job exactly as much as this two champion over here, and I probably should have gone for that solution if I wanted to push complete full damage. And I might build this champion in the next few days to try to see if I can push more damage. Basically they will run on the front, they will have less attack than Evelius, hopefully, and the target will still be Evelius. And I could basically squeeze probably a little bit more damage, even if Nimbus is doing quite a lot of damage for the moment. You can use Shelter, you can use Shagroll, which is also Dauntless champion that do very good damage. You can use Altair, rare champion, range, Dauntless, good damage as well. You can use Yagnat, which is also decent DPS from far, and you can use Vanny. Now with Vanny you need to be quite careful because she plays 30% attack up for 5 seconds on her battle skills. So this one might throw you off your highest attack champion, or she might become your highest attack champion as she does attack speeds to all enemy Dauntless on her ultimate, so she doesn't really do a lot of damage. You can build her with high attack basically to be your target, and in that way you can get the rest of your DPS free to do damage and not worry too much about it. As I said, Iola, it's built with the high accuracy. I'm going for the slingshot over here. She has decent accuracy, nothing crazy. Unfortunately, I haven't yet been able to push crazy damage. I don't have an accuracy chest for the moment over here that I can use. And this chest over here, actually, it's pretty crazy good. As you can see, I only have one, doesn't have amazing sub rolls. So I might retry to run the run, pushing her accuracy higher and see if damage improve. And the last champion is going to be our Nimbus. Nimbus is built differently. I'm not gonna find much use for the Emperor set in this case. We saw on the last video that the Emperor set boost was incredible, but on this one we're trying to push attack speed to get more attacks out. I want my values to get as more derivative damage as possible, so the sets are slightly different over here. And on Nimbus we are going with the Rhapsodist set, which basically gives attack and attack speed. I want the champion to basically cycle his attacks and use his attacks as often as possible. His ultimate basically locks on the enemy for 2 seconds, during which the time missiles will launch at them every 0.5 seconds, each dealing 100% attack lightning damage. The lock duration is affected by the hero attack speed. If each 1% attack extra attack speed increase the duration by 0.2 seconds up to 6 seconds. The skill is considered a basic attack. That's why you want a lot of attack speed on your Dauntless champion, and he's benefiting from it quite a lot. Unfortunately, his aura is only in dungeon as well, and we can't use it over here. But this is the comp I've been working on so far. I'm gonna put up on the screen the results. Is around 35 million with this composition and the gear for the moment. I'm still trying to perfect it. I'm still trying to find the fine tuning to push this one ideally over the 40 million. I would like to. I'm not sure if I will be able to get there, but we have still a few days to do so. By the time you're gonna see this video, maybe I'm gonna have a better understanding of placement, gear, and champions. So if you want to have a look at the results and the progression, don't forget to jump on my Discord. There is a link down below. I'm very happy and pleased to see that the community over there is growing. There's a lot of low spender, grinder player. They are helping each other, and I'm really proud of the environment we are creating over there. Positive environment, people helping each other, and it's really nice to see this result. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content. I'm gonna come with more guides on the 3 remaining bosses in the next few days, and until then I'm gonna see you soon and enjoy the game, guys.